So if you're wondering, I consider myself a Korean American, born in the United States, love American history, a citizen, proud to be an American, but my heritage, my parents, my grandparents are from Korea. And if you're really wondering, South Korean, not North Korean. So I'm North American and South Korean background, not the opposite, not North Korean and South. That would be a weird combination, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's my cultural background. And it really comprises of a lot of what I think and how I interact with people, my relationships, how I stand in a line, in a queue, as you guys say over there in England, how I interact with food, how I automatically have respect for people who are older, for younger, for females, for males. It's part of my programming. And the funny thing is, there's a lot of people out there that say, well, your religion is your religion. It's here, it's in this box over here. And your culture is over here, and the two just don't interact. You can be this, and you can be this, and the two just do not match. Now, we live in a modern international culture. We call it millennials over here, and the millennial generation are known to be totally international. And the reality is, in 2017, or whatever year you're watching this, the idea of the British identity is now lost. The American culture, all of us are really third culture people. Meaning our parents may be this, but I was born here, or I used to be raised here, but I lived here, or my dad was this, my mom was this, and we're just a big hodgepodge of culture. And sometimes these cultures are kind of similar, like, I'm not going to say it because then you're going to probably you'd blast me for it. But whatever it is, some cultures are similar, and then some cultures are diametrically on opposite ends of the spectrum. For example, my Koreanness says one thing about elders, and my Americanness or my Westernness says another thing about elders, or whatever the topic may be. And the reality is this. This is kind of a more abstract, but think about it. As you sit there and you may be thinking, oh, I'm a female of South Asian background that got my education in Germany, whatever it may be. How are these cultural values, cultural worldview, how do they impact your religion? Or should it be the other way around? Should it be that Christ impacts the way that we do everything? Galatians chapter 3, verse 27 says this, "For as many of you as were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither is there slave nor free. There is no male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you're Christ, then you're Abraham's offspring, heirs according to the promise." This is where the great mistake happened with the Jewish people. They took religion and they made it into a culture. And here he's saying, we become Abraham's offspring. They're so focused on the genetic correlation and the genealogies and all those things. And today, in our modern culture, we are very, very similar in a different way, but similar. And we got to look at, how does my relationship with Christ, how does that impact my relationships, the way I make money, my understanding of education, my understanding of value, all these impacts, all these areas. And rather than saying, well, it's because I'm Irish or it's because I'm Canadian, rather than these things, how does a Seventh-day Adventist approach all these topics? It should be biblically. My challenge to you is this: as abstract as this is, sit down, and rather than making culture an excuse, analyze where culture is and see, is this culture? Culture is not necessarily bad or good, it's amoral, but sometimes it's not biblical. And those are the tough times where you have to ask yourself, am I like Christ in this area? Take a closer look, a deep look at your culture, and does it impact your Christianity? Does it change your Christianity? Or does Christ wipe that away and give you a new culture altogether?